गोयस के एक्सेल शीट है ना बस ये जो वर्ड वगैरह जो भी वर्ड वैल्यू है ना इससे
ठीक है सर नमस्ते ठीक हो इंक्रीमेंट हो रहा है इंक्रीमेंट है क्या है वो इंक्रीमेंट चेक करो कर लिया तुमने ठीक है वो चेक कर लिया मेरा ठीक है नहीं हुआ तो नहीं और ठीक है हाँ ठीक है दिनेश का और आपका बराबर है उसका होगा बहुत कम है दिस इज नॉट केयर सर नो मेरा दोस्त का आएगा सर नमस्ते कैसे हो आप सब बहुत दिन में दिख गया हाँ तो दिन में लास्ट वीक देखा नहीं ठीक है थोड़ा सा सेट कर लो ना सेट है ना थोड़ा सा
कैमरे की स्क्रीन आ रही है
हाँ
कैमरे की स्क्रीन स्टार्ट करो
Good morning to everybody. So now today again MMPC002 Human Resource Management.
Today, actually, I have to discuss block 1 and block 2. Most of the units, revision of the units. I try to cover up the block 1 and block 2. There are 3 and 4. There are 7 units. An important question answer that also I have to discuss. And the previous PPT is also to be shown one by one. Just cover and review the last previous slides. First of all, what is the meaning of HRM that we have to already discuss, where it has been included the definitions, then the organizations, policies, systems, employee benefits, design, objectives, all these things have been already discussed. These are all important parts. Then the job analysis, job descriptions, job specifications, recruitment, training and development, performance appraisals, compensations, then the reward management, organizational change. Actually, I'm just unit-wise. I'm just discussing what are the units are within the your block 1. Then the balancing of the organizational practices. What are the practices are there? That how to balance what are the practices. Then your collective bargaining. Collective bargaining is also important. Then what are the government rules? What are the statutory instructions as given by the government? So everything are already covered up in the block 1. Then your evaluation of the HRM, how the HRM system has come in totally. The introductions, basically the history of the HRM. Earlier, initially the HRM means only the payrolls, salaries, leave, and all these things was there. And slowly, by the revolutions, globalization systems, and the complex nature of the company, the organizations, so different time, different philosophy has come, and the changes, lot of changes has evolved one by one, and in the perspective of the Indian growth, that also different phases how it has done. So this is the area are important. Now let's revise once again. Let's see what is the HRM. To try to clear the concept again. Basically, it is a process. HRM is nothing; it's just a process. Acquiring of the human by the recruiting, you are acquiring the candidates, the employees. Then after that, the employment. Then you have to developing the things to maintain the human resources, so that they can retain in the organizations. And at the same time, some of the objectives are in the strategic objectives are required that we have to slowly discuss what are the strategic objectives because of the market competitive natures. Human resource management is a strategic and the coherent approach to the management of an organization's the most value assets. The people working there who are individually and collectively contribute to the achievement of its objectives. So there are definitions for different way you can describe and understand the HRM basically. So in gist we can say recruiting the people, develop the people, and retain the people, and in between we can say training and development to enhance their capacity, rebuilding, capacity building, all these things are coming, and which is a part of the strategy. Time to time, you have to take some strategic decisions. So that type of objective should be there. Now, here actually one of the chart is there, that is HRM objectives and the functions. What are the objectives in the HRM part and what are the supporting functions? So it is categorized in a 4-way. Societal objectives mean that the sense of your social securities, basically the social purposes in the सामाजिक रूप में एक इंसान को रहने के लिए क्या चाहिए, what the expectation of the as a human. So that is a part of your societal objectives. So there some of the legal things are there. Yes, he is not happy, he is depressed, or he is not getting the good jobs. So some sort of legal compliances also should be there. Benefits because of welfare system should be there, house rent allowance, children allowance, or some of the award, or maybe the retirement benefits. All these are coming in the benefits parts. Then again, another thing is for the welfare, that is a union and management relations. So that is another function. Here we are talking about the functions, objectives, and in related to or the correspondence functions are these. Number 2 is the operational objectives, where exactly the employee will have to do the work. So there, that work should be designed in such a way. It means the HR planning should be there, and there some relationships also to build up with senior managers and subordinates and the top management with the union. So all together there should be some relations, just the employee relations. Selections, one of the process, recruiting and selection, and interviewing and test and medical care, whatever this kind of the selection is. This is a part of your recruiting and selection part. Then your training and development. So all we are talking about the operational objectives. Placement, because after the training somebody has to place somewhere, or maybe in terms of the promotions, he has to mobility, I think he has to place in a new places, new assignment, new jobs, new positions. All these things are falling under the umbrella of your operational objectives. Then functional objectives. So functional objectives are basically where the people are working throughout the year. So there should be some of the appraisal assessment systems should be there. Placement is also there, should be there, and some assessment. So functional objectives are basically the recording systems, where your appraisal systems are there, means what they have done and what type of improvement is needed in futures, or if training needs or not needs for training. All these things are for promotions. He has really handled these positions or not, if he promoted. So all these are related part that database can be available in the appraisal. So appraisal systems is also a part of your functional objectives. Personal. So personal means in the sense some development is required with the training and development, personal improvement, then your appraisal placement, basically the promotion or senior positions. And personal objectives are one of the major things is your compensations. I mean salary, DA, basic DA, benefits, allowances. So all these things are also part of your personal objectives. It's all our functions. It's one of the functions. Another function is important is your assessment, because you have to assess the things where you are, your existing systems, is availability or not, so that you can forecast the future manpower requirement. So this again is a part of your objective personals. So that is a very important aspect, important things. What are the objectives HRM and what are the functions? So you see here actually in total 3 and 6, 9, and 12 and 5, 17. There are 17 functions. 17 functions altogether, and there are objectives, 4 objectives categorized. Another way we can also understand the systems. These are some of the subsystems. The HRM means the one of the systems. And then within this, it is interconnected with the finance, technical, marketing, and the materials. So because everywhere the manpowers are there, human resources are there, and so that should be a integrated way that can be managed. So objectives, as we have seen the slides, that is primary objectives are there. That is your personal, functional, societal objectives and other. Then scope of the HRM is also important, that the various aspects of the significance of the HRM and the characteristics that also earlier videos we have already discussed. Now the nature of the HRM is also important part, that is the people centered inherent part of the management. Then your various components of the HRM. What are the components are there? There's the HR human resource, then your HRP human resource planning, HR systems, HRD, then your relationships. Then there's everything are the accounting and HR audit. These all are the different components of the HRMs. So individual all the component it may come in a short notes. So student has to write. It may come any component of the HRMs. So we have to go through these details, which already we have covered in the earlier slides also. Functions of the HRM, as we have discussed, that is your managerial functions. Then your operating function. Managerial functions, basically the planning, organizing, directing, controlling. This is all high-level decision-making process where the managerial functions we are calling it we call it a managerial functions. Now operative functions, that is the procurement of HR, then development and compensations. So all are your operative functions. Now there are role and the representative responsibilities of the HR. Trends, what are the trends is going on, design, create, assist, etc. are your another area defined in the HR reports. Then question may come, or this is the area very important, is the function of the HR managers, because there is a lot of functions are there. Out of that, which are the functions are really for the HR managers? Emerging aspect of the HRM functions. What are the emerging systems? The strategy and the ethics and the HRM outsourcing systems are, most of the companies are outsourcing the things, because when the expertise is not there, or a small nature of company, or maybe the shortage of time, so you have to outsourcing the particular job to so that you can at par with the markets, because you cannot slow down, you cannot delay the things. So definitely, if you don't have the expertise within the organizations, so you have to go for the outsourcing. Challenges faced by the HR manager is also important. That also we have discussed what type of challenges are HR management. So this is one of the prime area. Organizational environment factors that influence. You have to see the inner organizations, what type of environments are there, because of internal, it may be internal, it may be external. That factors that influences your organizational systems. It will affect the human natures individually and the organizations also. Then what are the elements of the strategic management? What are the elements of the strategic management? This is also important. Here actually I am pointed out the area where the questions may come also. So that's very important. Theories of strategic HRM, that part also I already discussed. Now concept of the international HRM, because now slowly, because of the competitiveness and the when it is liberalized and globalizations, because of that, now the company are not in domestic way, they have to business, they can expand the business in the internationally also. So that case, what type of strategy you have to take it, what type of for your international management, international HRM purposes, and globalizations, and then your environmental impact, what type of environments are there, Cultural differences. What are the cultural differences that also see, because the different countries, they have a different language, different cultures, their rule and regulation will be different. So all this aspect, as a company or as an organization, as the HRM personals, they should know before deploy the employees internationally. Then HR analyzes what are the trends is going on, the analytical trends, how we can fine tune the areas for the in keeping in view of the developments, and what are the significance of the analytical parts, because lot of tools and tackles are available, lot of techniques, lot of models, because of the advancement of the technology, it has happened. Impact of fourth industrial revolutions on the HRMs. So, lot of revolutions as the industrial revolutions has already occurred, and it has happened now. So, in a different way, all the organizations has to see how far they can go and how the development systems are to be upgraded. Basically, the upgradation is very much required. Then we have to discuss about the meaning of the artificial intelligence. This is one of the things important, because most of the research is going on. Still, it is a chat box or chat dot. There's so many initial has already started. Robotic systems, as the robot will do everything, so that we can reduce the manpower and at the same time accuracy. And in time, everything can be done. But okay, there is a lot of debates are going on, because if this type of robot is doing everything, so what for the other purposes? But it is not like this, because the controlling and some of the systems are to be operated by the human only. What some limitation is there. Beyond that, robot cannot do it. So, a lot of research is going on. It will take us a little time. But one fine day, definitely it will be, it will happen. So artificial is one of the aspects for the human resource management. It will affect your job also. So this is the area important for the exam point of view. Now, managerial function, the planning, then we know that the organizational directing, controlling is all our managerial functions. Operative functions, as we have said, that your HR sourcing, their job analysis, human resource planning, recruitment, selection, placement, inductions, and orientation, all are part of your operative functions. All these things are already we have discussed in the various videos earlier. But still, now here actually I am planning to revise, and at the same time some of the important aspect again I am trying to deliver in the things, so that it can be recalled, can be retained in the memory, and during the exam time it not be a problem. And the preparation time also, what the way you have to go it, that is the purpose of this today's sessions. Here actually I am trying to focus on the particular area where you have to go for further studies more. Performance is a development, performance appraisals, then your training, management development, career planning, development, internal mobility, then transfer, promotions, demotions, retentions, and the retrenchment management, change and the organizational development. All these are your performance development. Compensation management is another part is there, and then integrations, where you can integrate things. Much of the gaps are there can be filled up, so that it can be closer and in an integrated way. The system can be more robust and enhance the capacity of everybody. Another area that is very important is the employee relations. As I said already, because until and unless the culturally and respect each others, that type of scenario, that type of environment has to create, so that employee and employer relations can be built up, and it will be continuous process. It's basically the continuous process. Through this way, we have to relate then it will definitely affect a job itself, because the satisfaction level will be high, productivity also to be high, and your employee can happily can work there. So all these things are based on your how your relations are as per the company. Even not only that, outside the other companies are always see is the best company or progressives. Definitely their employee relations is also good. It is some sort of your sure shot medicine, some sort of medicines are there. The relations are very good. That's why they are all are productive and all are highly skilled. So before launching any project or any systems, so involvement is very much required. All the employees should accept these things, and they are jointly they can have a idea. And it should be just like a big slogan, propagate the things. The things are so that relations can be better way we can perform them. Work also. So work culture is also a part of your relations, employee relations. Now you see another. I have selected some of the things. The emerging functions. Emerging functions in the HR. These are, I think, I expect the questions will come. And not only that, for the as a HR domain, as a HR personnel, should know what are the forthcoming things are coming, what are the trends are going on. So apart from the above mentioned functions of the HRM, these are some emerging functions. HR resources management has been advancing at the fast rate. The recent trends in the HRMs are basically the strategic HRM, your ethics and HRM, then your HR accounting, audit, and the research and the international HRM, and your HR outsourcing. So all are part of your HR outsourcing. Your emerging functions. Apart from that, we have seen the earlier slide, there are 19 functions. Apart from that is all are additional, there are 5 functions are given, emerging functions, maybe more than that, but here actually I have selected only the 5 emerging functions. Now you see some of the block diagrams, flow of how it has connected. Administrative HR practices. Definitely there should be one, once the administrative part is there, definitely there are some legal compliances. Some different format forms should be there, and some paperwork should be there. Then finally, if this part is purely operated conditions, I mean done by the administrative part, then it will affect in the operational action also, where the employees, their relations issues, and employees advocate that can be smoothly it can be done, or smoothly can be functions. Above all, altogether you see the strategic HR, that is organizational, business, organizationals, and business strategies are also a part. HR strategies actually is some sort of top of what are the strategies are there in a top level in the organization's point of view, when the strategy makers are keeping all the financial aspect, then your productions, marketing. So if you have different strategies are there, but at the same time you have to consider the HR strategies also. If you really want to see the prospect of the company, so cannot neglect this area, the HR strategies also. So now it is also a part and parcel of the skills. So there, and it may be a record some of the strategic partners. Maybe you have to collaborate some of the other companies. You have to acquire the companies. It may be merging the companies. So all are the part of your strategic HR parts also as well. Because when you are thinking about some of the as a company. So definitely we have to see the other companies' HR systems, their human resources, how much they have, how to align the things, everything, and to synchronize everything. So that is also an important part. And you have to plan accordingly. So evaluation of HR, so that the evaluations can be done as an effective way. So evaluation of HR effectiveness is all a role, basically the HM roles. Now, as we know that the McKinsey's 7S framework is there. Yes, there are for style, star, skill, superordinate goals in your strategy, structure, and your systems. So some of the soft and hard systems, SSR, you can keep it. Some of the HR hard strategies or some of these systems where the strategy, structure, and systems is really falling under the hard decisions, hard strategies. Or in the case of your soft HR soft strategies where systems are, that is basically the framework is style, star, skill, and superordinate goals. So that's why everything you see everywhere the S is there. That's why it is calling the your 7S. So total 7 again distributed in a 2-part, 4 for your HR soft and 3 for your HR hard. So business strategy are interconnected. Yeah, you have to see. So the corporate visions, and finally your organizational effectiveness. So if we all these framework the modules are strong enough, they are strengthening these areas. So definitely effectiveness is also to be increased day by day. Strategic human resource management. Now the classical approach of the strategy refers to the ability, capacity, and the readiness of the management to make long-term planning, to make decisions and actions to achieve the organizational goals effectively. It means basically the ability, you have to enhance the ability, rebuild the capacity enhancements, readiness, they should be ready, skilled enough. So all these terms are falling under this. So it's all are to achieve the organizational goals effectively. Our organizational goals are there, but it's all our boost stuff. Basically, it is a boosting the things very smoothly. We can achieve the goals. We can very easily can achieve in the end of the year or after the completion of the project. There will be no fault in our details. So another part is strategic management incorporates organizational identifications, environmental analysis, strategic formulations, strategic implementations, and the strategic evaluations. All are the part of your strategic management. So environmental issues is really important because you have to analyze this time to time. It is internally and externally also you have to see it that your internal environment is okay or not. It may be culturally, it may be the product wise, it may be the inputs or that the publications. All these areas are really smoothly functional or not. If any fault, if any doubts are coming, immediately you have to rectify these things. If any sources, any things are within the organizations, even in the conflict, within the relationships are not at par with the as expected. So that a part you have to see and you have to analyze this kind of things. Externally also have to see if the rule and regulations change when the government statutory instructions that you have to see. If any new norms you have to obey, taxations and other rules. Then internationally also you have to see exchange rates and internationally what the economy is one of the aspects, internal economy and as well the overall economy also, because it will also affect kind of strategic management. So you have to formulate the strategy considering all these things, and you have to implement. Then after that, after the analysis, first things you have to analyze the things. Then after the analysis, then you have to formulate the things. You have to decide, yes, this is the thing. You have to some benchmark should be there. Then after the formulations, then you have to go for implementations. Designer, another part is there. Then after that, you have to implement the things. And finally, you have to evaluate. It's a part of the controlling is also in part of there during the evaluations. And if any loopholes or any modifications is required or any rectification is required during the implementations, that also you have to do. So all these considerations are to be incorporated in the strategic management terms. Artificial intelligence and the insurance. The introduction of the science and our technology is changing our personal life rapidly. Artificial intelligence is a technology that processes and generates the result based on the previous collected data or previously made transactions. It means what are the inputs and data? Because any robot or any technology cannot do without the inputs. Because what are the inputs are given, based on these you can take the decisions. Decisions means to act the things. You have to program accordingly because the technology is like this, and you have to that software you have to load it, and that it has started functioning. So human resource management is a functions where these algorithms of the artificial intelligence can be applied effectively to streamline the process and enhance the efficiency. For example, how the artificial intelligence can be implemented in the HR management. For example, there are employees, maybe there are 10,000 or employees are there. So it is not possible to monitor all the 10,000, or it not be possible to survey everything. But if we have a solid systems for software maintaining the database, all the employees database we have, when he has joined, where the department he is now presently, what he has performed, and everything that database, if it is developed, particular employees, then very easily it can be analyzed and it can be identified. Human cannot do at a time, but if the artificial intelligence can scan very fast, because it is designed in such a way it can scan very fast way that it can reduce the time, because for 10,000 employees database analysis is very big things. But at least artificial intelligence can do it within a very short time. So it can analyze the things because already it is a program and design and technology are helping these things. So it is basically I can say that artificial intelligence is not just like a process. It's the top of the latest art of the technology. The latest art of the technology where it can be fast, can do it, reduce the human time. So you can stem that. So this is the way. Suppose, for example, any organization start for a recruiting process. So normally first he has to survey existing staffs, how much employees are there, how much people are to be required for this project, what type of experience is required, what type of qualification. So this will be listed first. Then after that the survey, then it has to be analyzes the things. Then the job has to be decided, what type of task, what type of job he has to do it. Then after that, positions, you have to positioning the things, ranking of the things, all these things. Then finally you have to advertise the things, and what the way you have to conduct the test. It's also one of the difference. It is written test or the interview or telephonic or through this mail, because time is one of the constraints. So there are a lot huge process timing are involved. But Artificial intelligence can help in this area. They can do it automatically, very fast and very quickly. They can give the solutions. Again, when it is a human controlled by the human control, mediation has to be taken. How far the artificial intelligence can take decisions, it can take the correct decision. That is a question mark, because still the research is going on. If the decision is wrong, who will be the responsible? That is also things. Anyway, there is another aspect. The key areas of the HR functions were the artificial intelligence leading and influencing the working area. That is a recruiting. That's why I'm telling you, recruiting and your onboarding. This is there. It can be very easily can implement. Employee retention and the internal mobility. That is also another thing. Suppose, for example, one of the employee, how long he has how many times he has transferred from different department to other department. So his portfolio can be scanned very easily. You not to see one by one, or you cannot pull down, or you can open your computer and see one by one. Not required. If the artificial intelligence is there, that it can be very easily, very fast. You can say, yes, this person's 10 times he has moved from here to here. That type of database you can prepare, and the result sheet, you can Excel sheet, you can prepare it. So it is the way you can see how much people are retained last 10 years or 15 years. So that list can be prepared very easily, very short, and very quickly it can be. That is the advantage. Automation and administrative jobs also, where the robot can be, artificial intelligence can be. This is all our latest area. Still, people are learning in this area. Nobody can say that I am the master of artificial intelligence. No, worldwide the research is going. Very few companies have started. Few companies are startups have started like this. This area. There are huge opportunity are there in this technology. Those who are involved right now, definitely after 10 years or 15 years, they will be king of these areas. IT is blooming, and the artificial is a near futures. There's a lot of scope of services also there. Now coming to block 2. Block 1 already we have revised. What are the important areas that I discussed? Which are the important units? We have to go through these further. Now coming to block number 2, there is a sourcing of the human resources. Here, what is the HR planning, objectives, need and importance of the HRP, information planning, issues of the HRP, the workforce, technology, structure, and the strategy. Everything is a part of this, your block 2. Level of HR planning. There are planning in the sense, not only the HR planning, organizational planning, where budget, finance, budget, everywhere. Similarly, in the HR is also all together we can say total organizational planning. But here actually we are talking about in related to your HR plannings, where for the forecasting, how much equipment is required, how much salary they are drawn. If we recruit 10% extra, how much it will be increased salary. So that everything are the part of the planning. So planning is required because we have to see the budgetary constraints are also there. In any organizations, they have some budgetary constraints. To do these things, so it should not be profit is one of the aspect of the company, because business is not a charity. Any business or any company is not a charity. You have to have some profit should be there. Then only you can increase their salary, compensation packages, salaries, and new project investments. All these things are there. So profit should be there. So that's why planning is planning, giving indications of where are you. You are in a profit or you in a loss, or how much money are to be scattered in a distributed way you can invest. So that part also give you some basic idea through this planning also. And what type of technology are required? Because if we see If we take the latest technology, maybe it will be very cost effective. If we see some of the bigger technology means in the sense, suppose where the high tech technology is not required, but if we purchase these things, then it will be surplus. So that all some aspects are there. Basically, HR planning are very much useful for the forecasting purposes. These all are futuristic things. And another thing is your HR gap analysis, because where the gaps is there, that can be a gap always should be closed. Means any amount in terms of money, if suppose the particular you have to analysis and you have to planning the things, that is the suppose for example the 10 crore you have planned this thing, 10 crore is required, but somehow you are in a say alternatives, you have to decide in another way and taking some of the good analysis part and considering existing and future, you can merge it in a very integrated way. You have to plan it, and your cost is reduced to maybe the 7 crore. So it is beneficial for the corporate, I mean in the organizations. Then the top management will see, yes, at least same thing, same ideas, same philosophy, same things are same manpower we are getting instead of 10 crore now 7 crore. So that's the plan. Who will tell all these things? Planning. If we do the planning, definitely it will come out which are the things are gaps, where the gaps are there. So identification of the gaps are there. Because a lot of tools are there, modules are there for analysis purposes. So responsibility of the HR plan. Now that's the responsibility of this, because HR planners, the planner can give a directions for the particular company. Yes, if you go for this project, then definitely it will be profitable, it will be marketable, or competitive wise it is good. So that's why your planning is important, especially the gap analysis. Main problems involved in the process of HR, because during the process of HR, a lot of obstacles are there. You cannot get the correct data, or maybe the viewpoint of the employees are not getting. So there are a lot of limitations that also, lot of limitations are there. Or problem we can see, challenges, we can say the challenges. So there are also things. So guidelines to improve the efficiency. So there are some lot of guidelines are there as per the WHO guidelines are there. Then some of your ILO also important. So there are a lot of guidelines out there for the HIV processes. Then you have to clear the concept of the job analysis, which is the job. Job analysis is very important, because job analysis are to be first aspect. Then based on this, you have to describe the job, your job design or job descriptions or job specifications. All these things are coming after the job analysis. So job analysis is with the initial stages. You have to collect all the database, prepare these things, to analyze the things. Then only you can go for the description part and specification part. So sometimes it is a confusion, analysis, description, and specifications. It's different things, But on top of the things, analysis are there. Because until and unless you are not analyzing the job analysis, then you cannot prepare the job descriptions as well as the specifications. So job analysis is the first. Then after that, subsequently, you have to go for description and the specifications. So a lot of methods are there for method of the job analysis. So all are already we have discussed in the second video of HRM. That time we have already that is covered, but now here actually I have tried to point it out or highlighting some of the areas are still required more study from the exam point of view. So then after that, job description, job specification, job design, and on job everything. You see here actually I pointed out, you see the 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 sequences. I've not read the job specification in top or job analysis in after that. No, because it's all are in a sequence. So all, one after one. So you see the 17, 18, and 19, or even 20. That's real number. The job description, specification, job design. It can be allowed or it can be done after the job analysis part. Until and unless you have not there. So this is the I try to emphasize the things. So you have to first you have to clarify, you have to clear the idea of job analysis. Then you have to go for other aspects. Then recruitment discussion, need, process of the recruitment, sources of the recruitment, methods of the recruitment, purpose of the selections, steps in the selection process, and your different types of the interview. All are is your part of the block 2. Now organizational specializations, again other things is also there. Organizational socializations, relationship between the concept, promotions, type of promotions, demotions, transfer means, employee separations, and separation means, limitation of the interview. All are your part of your block 2, where it has been highlighted. So it is you see in the slides I have written the block 2 unit number 4 to 7 just cover up all this aspect. So you have to study one by one aspect in the case of keeping in view of your exams. So now see some of the important area of block 2. Human resource planning, as I already discussed. What is the human resource planning, and what are the objectives of these things, to work and optimum utilization of the existing human resource. That is one of the main point. Optimum utilization of the human resource. And the major activities of HRP include the forecastings, inventorying, anticipating, and comparisons of the present and the future requirements, and the plan. So all are your benefits. What are the benefits? You create a reservoir of the talent, then preparation of the future HR needs, promote the employees in a systematic manner, then you provide the basic for the HRD, help in career and succession planning. All are the benefits of the HRD. So question may come, what are the benefits of the HRD? What are the benefits of the human resource planning? List it out. Then you have to say all these things. External factors are there. Which are the now? What are the factors are influencing the HR planning? So question may come, what are the factors? Describe the factors of the HR planning. Then you have to say externally what are the factors? The government policies, level of the economic development, business environment, level of the technology, international factors, all are external factors. Internal factors, company policies and strategies, human resource policies, job analysis, terminologies, all are your factors. Then the major stages of the HRP are as follows. What are the major stages? What are the differences? As I said, there are HRP, there are so many stages, steps are there. All otherwise it is the major steps. Same thing, major stages. So analyzing, first things, analyzing the operational planning. Then your human resource demand forecast. Then your manpower gaps. Then supply forecast. You have to forecast how much you have to require. Then another aspect is your trend analysis. So what are the trend is going on? There are some lot of steps of this. Select and the appropriate business factors, and then you have to predict some of the things. Then how much needs are for the resources. Second is plot a historical trend of the business, one by one, maybe the first 5 years or last 10 years. You have to see the how much employee was there, or what are the trends is going on, how much people are in and out, leave or resign or retired. So all these things are, you have to plot a historical trend. Then third is compare the productivity ratio at the list of the past 5 years. So when you have to analyze the trends, you have to consider is the 5 years. So you have to take the 5 years scenario where is the curve of the company. You are in a, where you have reached this initial you are stage and now, or maybe in between up and down, that also you have to consider. Then you have to see the gaps. Means basically it should be a straight line, but it may not be possible because they are dynamic natures. So you have to see how far it can be linear. You have to make it linear or in steady formations. Finally, the project human resource demand out of the target area. That is also finally you have to take this. So now objectives of the job analysis, as I said, the team training need or not is required or not, and the various position of the company, strategic planning, and then needs of the assessment and coordinating. These all are the analysis part. Then job evaluations is also important because how to evaluate the things, the process analysis and assessment is ascertain the worth of the systematic way, analysis the assessment of the component jobs, and as per the ILO guidelines, job analysis, job evaluations purposes. So all of these things are your part of your job evaluation part. Then methods of the recruitment, what type of method of the recruitment process, the direct method, indirect method. Second part, you have to go through this. It's a very easy part because the block it is already mentioned nicely. Only thing you have to organize in such a way, you have to write the particular point. Selection process are there, proper assessment, objective assessment, uniform disease. So there are a lot of tests are there. Significant tests is also there for the selection process. Then there are, as you know, there are some lot of hurdles are there. During the selection process, there are a lot of hurdles, problems are coming. First, you have to initially 500, 600 applications are there. You have to segregate the things, you have to separate the things, or maybe some of the applications you have to reject the things which are not matched. So there are slowly it will be finally you have to give it employment. So that is one of the chart is given how the process is going on and what the way the hurdles are there. Hurdle means the lot of process and problems also. So that's why the descriptions and specifications is very very should be accurate so that you have to give it to attract the right persons. Otherwise, everybody will apply in particular dispositions. So you have to specific the things so that particular that area you can only apply, and very easily you can scrutinize the things. Otherwise, it will be a very big problem. So the selection process will be a very big problem. Socialization is basically when the newcomers are joining, you have to socialize them, you have to give inductions. They should learn culturally and the job wise, they have to learn initially what are the workplaces and the environment of the workplace. They have to accustom, they have to slowly learn the things. So that type of environment has to be active. Some social identity is also. So it is a continuous socialization. Socialization is also a continuous process. A lot of training programs are there. Induction is also important because initially you have employees coming and joining this to know the company's rule and regulations and what are the rules, what are the disciplinary systems and work also. So induction program is also to be inducted and it should be programmed also. And induction program is also they should learn very fast. Global placement is also important because globally when we are posting some of the HR managers, we take a global placement, then he has to some idea before they relocate the employees, you have to train them and generate the information of the employees' jobs related aspects. And outplacement is also referred in house help provided by the organizations during the transition phases of the downsizings and the rehabilitations, because those are coming from the other factories, other plants, how to rehabilitate the things. So that is also another aspect. So that everything has to be synchronized. So maybe it may be required some of the counseling, it may require some training or retraining, skill of upgradations. So all are required for the further development. Separations means in the case of your retirement, it may be retired, resignations, retirement. So that provision should be there. And some of the bonus or some of the your pension schemes should be there. Voluntary retirement, some of the provident fund, how it will be allocated to these. So all are part of your separation process. It may be resigned or it may be the dismissal, suspensions. So some I already even in the layoff. So some of the rule and regulations and this will the HR has to prepare these things. That type of rule and regulations should be there. Or maybe there's some different policies are also. If the employee is dead or something, his widow, I think in the family can be protected. That also there. Now you see now here I am trying to emphasize some of the question patterns. You see, there are two sections as you know, section A and section B. You have to attend some of the questions in the A and B. B part is the case study normally is given, and is carrying all the questions are carrying at 20 marks. There are maybe suppose in the section A there are 5 questions. There are you have to explain all are 20 marks each. So 3 questions you have to attend from the section A. They are elaborately you have to elaborate the things. So for example, the exam explain the importance and the scope of the human resource management. Elaborate the relevance of the HRM in the current scenario. The question has come last year, I think. Yes, December 2021. The question is this. So this is the pattern of the question you see. The first question definitely it is found in block 1. Then you see the importance of the scope of the HRMs. And you have to elaborate that. First you have to give a definitions. You have to elaborate. You have to subsections you have to write it, then you have to give some of the example also and the conclusions. So this is the way you can get the good marks. 20 marks means you have to write at least 2 pages, maybe 300 or 400 words you have to write. Then it will be justified 20 marks. Explain the objectives of the human resource planning. You see there are some of the objectives questions are there. You have to describe it. Then where the description part is there, a process, they have to mention a lot of different process of HRP human resource planning. So you see this is from block 2. First of all, any questions about the previous question where we have to analyze from the which block it has come. So then after that the answer is all available in the block itself, in the study material, and you have to go through this and you have to try to write in your own way and try to give the definitions, introductions, and some of the functional areas and write your conclusions. Describe the objectives of the benefits of the partner appraisal systems. So this is also a part of your third block. So every block you will get a 1-1 questions, most of the cases. So you cannot skip any block. All the blocks are important. So out of that, 3 questions you have to apply to answer for the section A. Now there are another part is short notes. Short notes are given. Short notes also covered up from the all blocks, most of the things you see here. You can see the first thing is job descriptions. Now obviously it's from the block 2 as you see. There are 20 marks and 4 questions you have to attempt it. It may be half a para or 1 page sufficient because 5 marks is there. So 4 into 5 that 20 marks are there. You have to attempt 4 questions from there, short notes. So this is the way you can prepare the things. Then finally, there are other questions also you can evaluate and you analyze the things. And weightage, as you know, there are 70% weightage in the written test and your 30% are your assignment. So case studies, don't neglect the case studies. Case studies also, there are 40 marks in the case studies. So case study, at least 2 pages you have to write. There are 3 or 4 questions are there. That during the case studies, you have to first read out the paragraphs and you have to highlight the important points so that you can elaborate in your answer. Answer is already lying in the case study itself. So you don't worry, you have to read out the first, try to understand where the important point, you have to highlight the things, note down and then after that you have to see the questions and you can take the answer inside the things. Okay? This is the way you can get a good marks. Okay? So okay, I think now I can close the sessions. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. Namaskar.